what people will be like during the last 7 years of the book of Revelation. My beloved children, listen closely, for the days ahead will be marked by a darkness that has never before been seen on the earth. As we approach the final 7 years, the earth will groan under the weight of sin, and the hearts of many will grow cold. This is the time foretold in my word, a time when evil will seem to reign, and the love of many will wax cold. But do not fear, for I, the Lord your God, am with you. I have called you to be my witnesses, my light in the midst of the coming storm. The unyielding hearts of mankind. Even as the earth trembles under the weight of my judgments, many will refuse to turn to me. The trumpet judgments will sound, and the world will be shaken to its core. Hail and fire mixed with blood will rain down upon the earth, destroying much of the world's vegetation. The seas will be struck, turning a third of them to blood, killing a third of all sea creatures, and destroying a third of the ships. The rivers and springs will be poisoned by the star called wormwood, and many will perish. The sun, moon, and stars will be darkened, plunging the world into a terrifying darkness. Yet despite these clear signs of my power and judgment, the hearts of many will remain hardened. They will continue to worship their idols, idols made of gold, silver, bronze, stone, and wood, things that cannot see, hear, or walk. They will persist in their murders, sorceries, sexual immorality, and thefts, even as my judgments unfold before them. How great is the blindness of those who refuse to see the truth! How deep is the darkness that envelops those who choose sin over repentance! My children, do not be like them. Turn to me with all your heart, for I am merciful and just, and I will forgive those who seek me. The falling away. In these last days, you will witness a great falling away. Many who once professed faith in me will turn their backs on the truth. This will be a time of great testing, where the true nature of one's faith will be revealed. Some will gradually drift away, seduced by the distractions and cares of this world. They will neglect their prayer life, forsake the reading of my word, and become entangled in the affairs of this life. This slow drift away from me is like a ship without an anchor, slowly being pulled off course by the currents of this world. Others will be led astray by false teachings, doctrines that cater to the desires of the flesh rather than the truth of my word. They will gather around themselves teachers who tell them what they want to hear rather than what they need to hear. These false teachings will lead many into deception, causing them to abandon the path of righteousness. My children, I warn you, do not be deceived. Hold fast to the truth that I have given you. Let no one lead you astray, for the enemy is cunning and will use every trick to pull you away from me. The seduction of false teachings. These days, the enemy will be more active than ever, spreading lies and false doctrines to deceive even the elect, if that were possible. Many will be drawn to teachings that promise an easy path, a broad road that leads to destruction. They will be told that they can have the world and still have me, that they can serve two masters. But my children, you cannot serve both God and money. You cannot serve both light and darkness. The enemy will disguise himself as an angel of light, speaking words that seem wise, but are, in truth, deadly. These false teachings will appeal to the flesh, offering comfort and security in this world, but they will lead to eternal loss. They will tell you that you can live as you please, that my grace covers all sin without the need for repentance. But I tell you, my grace is not a license to sin. It is the power to overcome sin, to live a life that is pleasing to me. Beware of those who twist my word to suit their desires, for they are wolves in sheep's clothing, leading my people astray. The erosion of conviction. The pressures of this world will grow stronger, and many will find their convictions eroding under the relentless assault of societal norms and peer pressure. The enemy will use every tool at his disposal to wear down my people, to cause them to compromise on what they know is true. Some will begin to question my word, wondering if it still applies in these modern times. Others will be tempted to fit in with the world, to avoid standing out, to avoid persecution. But my children, you are called to be holy, to be set apart for me. Do not allow the world to dictate your actions or beliefs. Hold fast to the truth even when it is unpopular, even when it costs you dearly. Remember, you are not of this world, just as I am not of this world. You are pilgrims passing through, on your way to an eternal home. Do not let the temporary pleasures and pressures of this world cause you to lose sight of your true calling. The neglect of spiritual armor. As the battle rages on, many will neglect the spiritual armor I have provided for them. They will become complacent, thinking that they are strong enough to stand on their own. But without my armor, you are vulnerable to the attacks of the enemy. The enemy will strike at your mind, filling it with doubts and fears. He will strike at your heart, trying to fill it with bitterness and unforgiveness. He will strike at your will, trying to weaken your resolve to follow me. But I have given you the armor you need to stand firm in these evil days. Put on the belt of truth, for my word is truth, and it will keep you grounded in reality. Put on the breastplate of righteousness, for it will protect your heart from the enemy's attacks. Take up the shield of faith, for it will extinguish all the fiery darts of the wicked one. Put on the helmet of salvation, for it will guard your mind against the lies of the enemy. And take up the sword of the Spirit, which is my word, for it is powerful, and will cut through the enemy's deceptions. The hope of the faithful. Even in these dark times, my Spirit will be at work in the world. I will pour out my Spirit on all flesh, and your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your young men will see visions, and your old men will dream dreams. I will be with you, guiding you, empowering you, and giving you the strength to stand firm. You have a blessed hope, my children, and that hope is my return. I am coming soon, and my reward is with me. Do not lose heart, but keep your eyes fixed on me, for I will deliver you from the trials of this world. The deception of the Antichrist. In these final days, the man of lawlessness will be revealed. The Antichrist, the one who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God. He will come with signs and wonders, deceiving many and leading them away from the truth. He will promise peace and prosperity, but his true aim is to lead as many as possible into destruction. Many will fall away during this time, seduced by his lies and false promises. But I tell you, do not be deceived. Stand firm in your faith, and do not be swayed by the lies of the enemy. The Antichrist will seek to establish his kingdom on earth, but it will be a kingdom built on lies and deception. He will promise freedom, but he will bring bondage. He will promise peace, but he will bring destruction. He will promise life, but he will bring death. But my kingdom is not of this world, and my truth will prevail. The Antichrist will have his time, but it will be short. I will return, and I will destroy him with the breath of my mouth and the brightness of my coming. The call to remain steadfast. Now, more than ever, you must remain steadfast in your faith. Do not be swayed by the voices of this world, by the lies of the enemy. Stand firm in the truth that I have given you. Do not be among those who fall away, who abandon their first love for the fleeting pleasures of this world. Remember the words I have spoken to you, and hold fast to them. Pray for discernment, that you may recognize the truth and reject the lies of the enemy. Keep your eyes on me, and I will guide you through the trials that are to come. The final warning. Let no one deceive you, my beloved. The day of my return is near, but it will not come until the great rebellion has taken place. Many will fall away, but I urge you to stand firm. Do not be among those who are led astray by the deceitfulness of sin. The enemy is crafty, and he will use every tactic at his disposal to turn you away from me. But you are my sheep, and I am your shepherd. I will not allow you to be snatched from my hand, if you remain in me. The triumph of the saints. In the end, my children, you will see the triumph of the saints, those who have remained faithful to me, who have not bowed the knee to the idols of this world, will be rewarded. I will wipe away every tear from your eyes, and there will be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. The former things will have passed away, and you will dwell with me forever. This is the hope that you must hold on to, even in the darkest of times. As you go forth, remember the words I have spoken to you. Do not be passive in your faith, but be active, seeking me with all your heart. Share the truth of my word with those around you, for the time is short. Be the light in the darkness, the salt of the earth. Do not be afraid, for I am with you always, even to the end of the age.